Hello, I'm Dean Karstens, and this is Dean's N-Scale Trains. If you put together your own buildings and structures for your model railroad layout, it's important that all the edges and corners are straight and square. To help with that, I've designed this handy-dandy piece of equipment, this jig that I use to sand edges and glue things straight and square. It's a relatively easy thing to build that you can put together in an hour or two for probably less than 10 bucks. It's built from a block of wood and 4 of these 3 by 5 inch metal plates that you can get at any big box store. Let me show you how I use it and how I put it together. Okay, here's an example of how you would use this. Say you're building a building out of styrene. I've cut these pieces, but I think you can see that they're just a little bit different in size. This one's a little shorter. So put it on the sanding edge. These are magnets that I got at the local hardware store. Which do a good job of holding things and locking them and so on. I've added some 100 grit sandpaper to this block. We sand it down until it comes up against the edge of the metal. Continue sanding the edges. And make sure we get them so they're nice and even and square all around. Put them up against this corner. And I'm going to glue this with super glue. Spread that around and let it set. Let's see what we have. Pull off the magnets, and you see we have a perfectly square, perfectly glued corner, and it's nice and solid. The secret to making this sanding and gluing jig is to have one corner absolutely square. I don't have a good table saw, so I bought a white shelving board, and then I cut a rectangle 4 3/4 by 6 inches. One corner is finished on both edges, so I know that that's absolutely square, and I use that. So let's move on and put this jig together. The first step is to attach a metal plate to the short edge of the board. We need 4 of these, what are called Strong-Ties, Simpson Strong-Ties. This one is 3x5. These 4 are 3x5. A few screws, and I put these together with double-sided tape. We start here on the short end of this squared edge. Put down some double-sided tape. Make absolutely sure it's square. The tape here does a fairly good job, but it's not permanent to hold this together. So I'm going to drill and tap it for a number 8 screw. This is an 1/8 inch drill. And I need to enlarge these holes. I drove these 2 screws in, and it looks like it's going to be fairly tight. Do the same thing for the other side. I added another layer of tape at the other side. Even it up at this end, at the right end. Now, since we have the screw here, we've got to drill it here and here. We can't drill it here because it would go into that screw. Drill that in the center. Same thing here. At this point, I took everything apart, took out the tape, and I filled these holes while the screws were out with super glue. I let that dry for about an hour. That toughened up the threads, so these screws are much tighter than they were. And as you can see, everything looks really, really square, including there. I put down this thicker double-sided tape to hold the last 2 plates. After you get the backing tape off, it's a simple matter to Put these plates down. Okay, I've cut a couple of sanding blocks out of excess material. I've got some Elmer spray adhesive here. I'm going to spray the surface of the sanding. This is 220 sandpaper. I'm going to spray this surface and this surface. And the instructions say for the best bond, apply while still tacky and let it set for an hour. Trim the paper to size and add 100 grit paper on the other side of the sanding block. That's the end of this project. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.